Ladies and gentlemen, we call him the Big Funny.
Yeah.
Mr. Travis Simmons.
Thank you. 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 I'm tall too, yeah. I'm glad you noticed I was a tall guy. I did a show one time at another Seattle club. I don't want to say its name, but it rhymes with Wiggles. And they introduced me like this.
Your next comedian is a black guy.
I'm like, black guy? I'm tall guy. I got more tall guy problems than black guy problems. No matter whose car I get in, my knees are on the dashboard. Not everybody black got to worry about that. Right? When I would go to like the big and tall shop, I realized that it's not big and tall. It's really big or tall. Right? Like the pants would be like a 52 waist with a 22 inseam. There's no 40-40 in the big and tall shop. But I understand that people will see you how they see you from a distance. So I figured that from then on, if ever I was in a room and everyone else is white, I'm black guy. If I'm in a room and everyone else is black, I'm tall guy. And when I'm on the basketball court, I'm old, slow, fat motherfucker. I used to be able to play. One of my high school basketball teammates is in here somewhere. Will. I got a bunch of high school friends over here in this area. That's pretty cool, huh? They never saw me do comedy before, so this is going to be fun. I'm really glad to be back in Seattle. I love the people. I love my friends. I love the weed. I've been to some places with some really bad weed. I was in Montana. Yeah. And after the show, the guy said, "You want some weed?" I said, "Is it any good?" He said, "Where you from?" I said, "Seattle." He said, "Oh, you don't want none of this." I was in Arizona, took a hit, and it was so bad, I realized that I was going to get a sore throat before I got high. That's some bad weed, right? Name for me, if you will, some of the more famous weed smokers of all time.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Bob Marley. Snoop. Cheech and Chong. Bill Clinton. Yeah. Then he stuck it in her pussy, right? I was watching a documentary about jazz, and on there they said that Louis Armstrong used to smoke weed every day, all day long, and they asked him why. And he said that it was the 1930s and 40s, and the marijuana was his insulator against the pain of racism. I'm thinking, of course. That's what Louis meant when he said, "I see trees of green and clouds of white, pass by, but pack it tight. I think myself, what wonderful world." Thank you. Y'all laughing so hard, hook me up after the show. I'm out with shit. You got me? Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't like the word racist, because the word racist sounds too much like scientist. It sounds like you thought some shit through, but you didn't. And it's very easy to not be racist. I used to believe that all Asian people look the same, until I had an Asian friend. Then I saw another Asian person, and I said to myself, "Hey, that ain't Steve." Some of y'all know Steve? Really, it was Dylan. Good. Since the last time I was here, I lost 60 pounds. I was watching Oprah, and Oprah's doctor, Dr. Oz, said that if you're a man with belly fat, the belly fat makes your adrenal glands produce estrogen instead of adrenaline. So those ain't man boobs. Those are titties. And you gotta be careful that your titties get too big, fellas, because you could accidentally give your woman a lesbian fantasy. True story. Black woman, 49, said, I'm going to tell you something that women talk about amongst themselves, but they never tell guys. I'm thinking, I got to hear this shit. She said that she was at a hotel room with her fiance. He's heavy. He's fat. She's coming out of the bathroom. He's sitting on the bed. She said she looked at him in a silhouette. His fat butt had him raised up off the bed more than he should have been. His gut was covered with his male parts. His big old boobs. She said she felt like she was about to lay down with her aunt. We got some aunts in the room. I'm Aunt the Big Funny. The silver lining is Dr. Oz also said that if you're a man and you lose 30 pounds, you gain an extra inch of dick. Yes. So that means Jared from Subway is a monster. They named the sandwiches after his ass. That's why they call it the $5 footlong. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that. Coming out, I saw on Discovery Channel, coming out in a few months, is a brand new male version of the birth control pill. Men are going to be able to start taking the pill. She's fucking. My question is, what woman in her right mind is going to trust that the guy took the pill? Right? We can't even put a seat down without being reminded to. And as much as we'll lie for sex, it'll be easy for us to go, no, baby, I'm having the condoms. I'm taking the pill. And as expensive as medicine is, a guy would have to be positive he got a sure thing going on before he took like a $35 pill, right? You'd be sitting there going, hey, you better show me a titty or something. Right? And then, how would it work? What's going to happen? Like you're about to come and all of a sudden, big burst of air fly out of you there. And your woman is sitting there looking like Dizzy Gillespie. That's my jazz musician blowjob joke there for you. I don't like the word blowjob. It's very difficult to get someone to do something that sounds like work. Right? It should be more inviting, like blow party. Make her believe spectacular things are going to happen. Maybe call it a blow circus. Make almost any woman willing to go down there. Call it a blowout sale. I'm going to get you some shoes, baby, with a matching purse. Shit, we're going to Macy's. They also have, I saw the commercial for the Viagra for women, but on the commercial, the warning says, only works on women with physical problems, does not work on women with mental problems. And I'm thinking, that shit don't work. All women are crazy, right? And any woman in here not crazy? You're not crazy? Have you had more than one boyfriend in your life? Yes? See, right now you don't know this. But one of your ex-boyfriends is hanging around the fellas. And one of his buddies just said to him, hey man, remember that crazy bitch? Men are crazy too. Who's crazier, men or women? know why? Because women actually believe the next guy is going to be different. See, men, we know all women are crazy, and to us, it only depends on what kind of crazy. Can we deal with your crazy? And what we gonna get for dealing with your crazy? And that's how we describe you to our friends. We go, yeah, man, she's crazy, but you see that ass? Crazy, but you know I love titties, man. Your buddy comes over to eat dinner, your woman leaves the room, and your buddy's like, man, why do you let her talk to you that way? And you're like, fix this. If your lady's not laughing, she can't cook. Okay. I saw on MSNBC, they had a doctor on there, and he said that the way for men to prevent prostate cancer is to masturbate 5 times a week. And I'm thinking, shit, I gotta cut back. This is great news, fellas. So now, if your woman finds your porn or stumbles across you doing your thing, you got something to say. You can be like, come on, baby. You know I love you, but doctor's orders. Why don't you give me a hand and save my life? Is that too much? During the primaries, people would ask me things like, well, how do you feel about Barack? Will you vote for him? And I said, during that time, Barack Obama cannot have my vote until I hear how he says motherfucker. Because if he goes motherfucker, I was gonna have to vote for Hillary because I know she called Bill a motherfucker too. It's about how he responds to extreme pressure. Like, what is he going to really do when the chips are down? Mr. President, terrorists have kidnapped the First Lady.
My Michelle? Terrorists have kidnapped my Michelle? They don't know the power of the motherfucking dark side. Together we can rule this intersection. It is your destiny.
In relationships, I believe that it's more important to find someone that can think good rather than fuck good. Because you spend more time thinking than you do fucking. And if you're with someone that can fuck good but they can't think good, as soon as you get done fucking, you're thinking, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Now, if you're smart, you should be thinking, shouldn't that be think well? Just a couple. I thought this was Seattle. They get no response in Montana at all. Good. All right. Women say things like men think with their dick. It's true. It's true. But the only reason is because women bargain with the pussy. And if you're going to be bargaining with your pussy, you're going to make us think with our dick. Because I don't speak pussy. But my dick knows a few languages. It's not very difficult, ladies, to be bargaining with your pussy. Ladies, if you look halfway decent, you've turned down hundreds of dick in your life. And if you... Where's the half decent looking lady? Okay, now, okay, that's true. But if you're raggedy as hell, ladies, you turn down hundreds of dick in your life. It don't matter. No matter what you look like, somebody wants to get in your holes, okay? Is that getting dirty, too dirty, man? I'm getting dirtier. It's going to be crazy, man. All right. How many of you saw the movie Super Size Me? Okay.
Gross movie.
Gross movie. Yeah, the guy decides to eat nothing but McDonald's for 30 days and 30 nights. And the very beginning of the movie, they show that McDonald's is being sued, and McDonald's lawyers trying to get the case dismissed, wrote to the judge. It's common knowledge that McDonald's is unhealthy. And I'm thinking, unhealthy? I thought it was just not healthy. See, not healthy leaves you at 0. Unhealthy takes your ass to the negative. At the end of the movie, they show they have McDonald's as the cafeteria of high schools and hospitals. As a comedian, I'm trying to come up with analogies and similes. So, you know what putting a McDonald's in a hospital is like?
What?
That's like putting a McDonald's in a hospital. I can't even think of shit. Okay? Everything I thought was like really nasty, like, here, I'll tell you one. Putting McDonald's in a hospital would be like selling pussy at the free clinic. Yeah, no matter how hungry you are, don't eat that shit. So some of y'all work at McDonald's or something? Whenever I tell people I'm from Seattle, they always say the same things. They say, how do you deal with the rain? Right? Does that you get as well? And I tell them, I love the rain. I feel safe in the rain because no one is going to wait in the rain to rob you. And if they did, you know, they got a knife, I got an umbrella, I'm kicking their ass. Problem is, in Seattle, most people from Seattle don't really carry an umbrella, right? But if we did, we'd be like Jackie Chan with an umbrella. Sometimes when I tell a joke, I like to think, like, how would another comedian have told that joke? Bill Cosby would tell the rain joke like this. He would go, man, in Seattle, you don't have to worry about a thing, you understand? Because you can't hold an umbrella and a gun and reach for the wallet at the same time. That's kind of how you do it, man. Carlin would give you like 25 different ways to say umbrella. Red Fox would be like, get out the rain, dummy! You know, wetting up the rug. They had a contest. Who could do Bill Cosby's voice the best? Top 5 got free tickets, and the winner got to meet Bill Cosby. I got to meet Bill Cosby, okay? For a comedian to meet Bill Cosby, that's like meeting Jesus with jokes, okay? That's like, okay? This is all true. I get there. It's me, 5 kids in wheelchairs, and a guy who had a Jell-O mold of Bill Cosby's face. Okay, the guy with the Jell-O mold, he had made a Jell-O mold 20 years ago. He had tried to give it to Bill then. Bill said he had no place to put it, so the guy took it home, put it in the refrigerator, and kept it for 20 years, waiting for a second chance to give it to Bill Cosby. He gets to go first. He tries to give it to Bill. Bill looks at it and goes, oh, thank you, but why don't you just keep this, and that way I'll always be with you. I thought that shit was the funniest shit ever. I was just rolling, man. I get to go next. And Bill looks at me and says, so how'd you get in here? And right away I said, I was doing an impersonation of you. And he said, no, you sound Jamaican. Right? So we talked for a little while, and I knew 4 days in advance I was going to meet Bill Cosby, so I had questions ready. And I asked him, is the reason why Fat Albert sounds the way it does, would that be because Louis Armstrong was one of your idols? And he said, yes. Does that make sense? Hey, it's the same thing. Okay? And I figured if I could do Bill's voice, then maybe I could do whoever does Bill's voice. That's how I learned how to do impressions. Right? Make sense? So, see what I'm saying? Okay. So we talked for a while, and I say to him, you should do Bill Cosby's Cosby Comedians for like HBO, for the clean comedians. And he said, yeah, I'll see if somebody will promote that. And at the very end, he signed my shirt, and he wrote, best wishes, Bill Cosby. But in my ear, as he wrote it, he said, fuck you, Eddie Murphy. Sex is like basketball. A lot of people brag that they're good at it, but it all depends on who you've been playing with. Right, fellas? Think about it, fellas. You can be with a woman whose nipples are really sensitive. And if you're taking the time to figure her out, you can get her going good with one finger. You don't need to do this. Right? But then you're with a woman whose nipples aren't sensitive at all, and you're trying the same old nipple moves, and she's like, hey, stop trying to hit 3-pointers and take it to the hole. Get in the paint, finger rolling. Come back up with a double dribble. I just thought of that just now. I like that one. That was good. Foul. Foul. You fouled him. Oh, Lord. Okay. Many people have been asked before, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And people say the same things all the time. Flying. What else? Invisible. X-ray vision. What do you say? You want to transform into somebody else? That's a woman trying to cheat on my face. That wasn't me, that was my sister. That wasn't me. I just thought of that too. Now, normally the top three are flying, X-ray vision, and invisible. Well, first of all, I believe that if you can fly, you had better be invisible too. Because not everybody knows you're the flying guy and they'll shoot your ass out of the sky. And X-ray vision, when people really say that, what they mean is see-through vision. Yeah. No guy's trying to see your bones, okay? And there's a few probably can get off on that, okay? Right? No guy's going, oh, baby, you're female, baby, you're female. But the answer to the question, what would be the best superpower to have, came to me in a dream. In the dream, I was 22 again, and I had the ability to make my dick taste like anything. Come on, fellas, think about it. You're 22 again. You're leaving the club, she's in the car, you got the power. Hey, girl, what you like to eat? Ice cream? What flavor? Yeah. See, as crazy as it is right now, many women in the room are thinking of a flavor. What flavors, ladies? Chocolate. Chocolate. She likes brothers. What are the flavors?
Vanilla.
Bologna. What kind of shit you trying to get into? You got a freak at table 9 over here. What did you say? Spumoni. We got a gold digger over here. And then she said vanilla, right? Strawberry likes gay guys. Fellas, if we could choose the flavor, what flavor would we choose?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough. That's a man trying to stay down for a while right there. What other flavors, fellas? Crunch. Did you say crunch? What woman wants a crunchy pussy? I don't understand. Crunch. If your pussy's crunchy, see a doctor. I know, see a couple doctors. If your pussy's crunchy, get a second opinion. Like, I can't believe she said that shit either. Crunch. That's gonna be on my album on iTunes real soon. I couldn't even make up somebody yelling out crunch. At least she wouldn't yell out crunch on the dick, because that'd be like, wow. All right. We need to go dirty to keep this shit going, probably. Here we go. I used to work in a porn store. You know that, right? When you work in a porn store, people will tell you all kinds of things they wouldn't normally tell anybody else. Okay? One night, a guy says, I was into S&M. I said, how do you was some S&M? He said, he's with a chick. She's riding on top. She told him to tell her when he's going to come, and he did. And when he did, she reached under the pillowcase, pulled out a razor blade, and cut him across the chest. And I said, and that's when you became a was. He said, no, he knew she was going to do that. It was when she watched some movie that showed how you could stab somebody during sex with a butcher knife and they wouldn't die. And she wanted to try that shit out on him. And that made me realize that many people would love to be with a freak. But along with that freaky person comes freaky people's problems. And the biggest problem with being with a freak is, and if you're considered the freak of a group, you got to keep going up the freak curve in order to keep your title. Okay? Give me an example, ladies. Let's say, ladies, you're with a guy, and in order for him to get off, he needs you to lick his feet.
But you do that shit because you love him.
Then y'all break up. And the next guy, he don't want you licking his feet, but now you got the taste for toes. You might be riding on top, sucking on the sock. Then you break up with him and trying to get rid of the whole foot thing, but now you're a freak, and you got to go up the freak curve. And so now, in order for you to come, right as you come, you have someone drip lemon juice on your booty hole. Lemon juice on the booty. There's a name for it. It's called the puckered owl. That's because if someone puts lemon juice on your booty hole, all you can do is go, hoo. Say it with me. There's also one for guys. Let me do something to booty hole, but first, right after that, you slap icy hot on his nuts. That's called the fire-breathing dragon. And he goes, whoo. Is that crazy, or?
I gotta go crazy.
Huh?
Get crazier.
Crazier?
Yeah, gotta go crazy.
You really want crazy with lemon juice on the booty hole? You're the one that said you like vanilla, ain't that some shit? You like vanilla, crazy vanilla. Vanilla crunch, exactly. I was gonna go vanilla with nuts, crunchy nuts, but you beat me to it. That was good. I reckon it's important. Yeah, this is fun. When I first moved down to Los Angeles, my Seattle friends who care about me said, "Yo, Trav, don't be down there wearing blue or red. Don't be wearing blue or red, man." And I'm thinking, how did niggas decide they can control 2 out of the 3 primary colors? Right? Plus, it's blue and red. A lot of people like blue and red, you know. I'm thinking, why don't you pick a color people don't like? Yo, dog, don't be wearing lime green. Nigga, I don't. If I was running the game, I would have done things differently. I would have controlled garments. Yeah, I'd have been like, if motherfucker come on our block, he better not wear a left shoe. You know? Being, yo, dog, slow down. I think I see a motherfucker wearing capris. With a mock neck. That's funny as shit to me. Tell you guys a little story. I did a show in Grants Pass, Oregon. Yeah. I didn't know before I went there. This is a real true story. I did a show in Grants Pass, Oregon. Had a great show. After the show, no one comes over to get a t-shirt, no one comes to say great show, no one comes to get a DVD, no one says shitty show. And finally a guy says, "You said you were in the Marines?" I go, "Yeah." He says, "Well, what unit were you in? Where did you go to school?" We talked about 15 minutes. And he says, "Oh, you're cool." He waves his buddy over, and his buddy says, "Hey man, I fought heavyweight in the Ultimate Fighting Championships, and if anything happens tonight, I got your back." I'm thinking, got my back? Then a woman comes over to the table and says, "You know this is a hate town, don't you?" And I started to replay my set in my head, and I realized they were laughing at the wrong spots and jokes. And then I remembered a friend of mine, Stacy Hilliard, said that he said to me on the phone, he said, "Hey, you're going to Grants Pass. Don't be speeding down there. And remember, that's a Klan area." Bad cell phone connection. I thought he said, "Don't be speeding down there. And remember, that's a Klan area." See, it's the Oregon coast. I thought it was going to be like chowder and crackers. No chowder is what I'm trying to tell you. No chowder, just really bad crackers. And, yeah, but I noticed something. What about chowder?
Speaking of.
Yes.
Speaking of chowder.
Yes. Oh, you mean tell some really dirty joke like that dirty joke? I'll tell that later. Okay. I'll tell the joke now. Okay. The joke that Will wants me to tell while I'm in the race section, but he wants me to go back to dirty dick jokes. The joke was this. I was talking with this woman, and she said to me, she didn't mind swallowing, just not the first cum of the night. Because the first cum of the night been in your balls since the last cum. And it's kind of like going to AM, PM at 3 o'clock in the morning to get some nachos. You might want to give the tube a couple of pumps. Or you went there with some crusty ass cheese. A lot of people, women are covering their faces up, you know, they think it's nasty. Some women, they're not covering their faces up, that's what they're thinking, shit, I like buttermilk. Eggnog is not just for the holidays. You know how it is, ladies, when you get mad at your man and you try to hold out on the pussy? Remember, the longer you make him wait, the more likely you are to get a mouthful of waffle mix. Clam chowder, blue cheese, tartar sauce, tapioca pudding, grits. Anybody got one? I'm still working on that joke. Anybody got one?
Rocky Road.
Oh, Rocky Road. You got the swine flu of Rocky Road. Crunch. If some crunchy shit's coming out of your dick, get in line by my nerve to doctor.
That is some nasty shit, y'all.
That was really nasty, Will. It's Will's fault. Tell you guys another one. Back before I lost the weight, I was probably weighing like over 300 pounds, and I was talking with this woman after we got done fucking, and she said to me, she said, "Don't take this wrong, but I've never before let a fat guy fuck me." She continued and said, and had she known that a fat guy's belly would have been rubbing on her clitoris, she would let one fuck her sooner. So at first, I'm feeling bad she called me fat guy, until I thought, hey, that means I got a clit gut. You see what I'm saying? You gotta take what you have and think positively about it. And that's why I've been looking for a woman with a double chin. That's not a double chin to me, that's a nutshell.
You got a ball blanket, baby. It's a ball blanket.
Thank you. And there she is, back in the bag right there. Don't look, she's not back. Okay, all right, where was I? I was telling you about Grant's Pass, right? Oh, I got one for you. Do you know where the word honky came from? I heard this is really true. The word honky came from, it was when white guys would frequent a black prostitute in a black neighborhood back in the day. They wouldn't get out of the car. They would just honk. Yeah. That's pretty good, right? Take that with you. Okay. All right, here's the quiz portion of the show. See how smart of an audience we have. You ready? Yeah. Anybody in here good at Jeopardy or some games like that? No. Kind of? Okay, you ready? No. All right. How many of you know, and you can yell out if you do, know who invented the television? Ain't that some shit? A man from Idaho named Philo T. Farnsworth invented a television. In the documentary, they said he died broke. I thought that's the worst shit ever. If you invented television, by now you should have like Bill Gates money and a couple generations of Paris Hilton's help you spin that shit up. I thought that was the worst inventor story ever until I read about a black man named Charles Drew. I remember his name because Charles drew blood. He invented blood transfusions, and he created the blood bank. And he died because he was in a car accident in Georgia, and they wouldn't get a transfusion because he's black. And I figured he went to the door going, "Hey man, but I invented a machine." And he said, "Well, joke's on you, nigga. You should have kept that shit at the house." That joke got a standing ovation in Grant's Pass. I'm not making that up. And when they stood up, the thought that ran through my head was, I noticed that most of the rich people are white, but not all the white people are rich. And there must be a special kind of mental anguish you got to go through trying to figure out how you end up being one of the poor whites. It can make you hate brown people for no reason. Take that with you. There's a new product coming out that will stop any man from cheating. Guaranteed. It's called the Pussy Patch. And it works like a nicotine patch. Except you put it on and you feel good. Real good for about 30 seconds. Then you just roll over and fall asleep. I just put on another patch. And the patch comes in different strengths like Amish, Frat Boy, and Will Chamberlain. And different flavors. Flavors like soccer mom, twice divorced and sour, and stinking ass construction hoe. They also got one for women, keep them faithful. It's called the dick sticker. And you get what you get when you go to a club. You get cowboy wannabe guy, rapper wannabe guy, or broke brother with some good dick. Anybody ever had a broke brother with some good dick? Anybody need a broke brother? Last thing. I said the N-word a couple times tonight, and I want to explain. I was watching MTV, and on there they said that the rap songs today say the N-word 5 times more than they did in the late 80s and early 90s. And even Jennifer Lopez had a song out. It starts to fall down the charts too soon. They go back into the studio and they remixed her in, saying the N-word. So I'm thinking, what's next? Next, I believe, start taking that word and putting it into old songs. ABC, nigga, 1, 2, 3. That's what's going to happen right now. Depending on your age, if you're black, will decide on how often you hear or say that word. My grandfather, I never heard him say it. My father, I never heard him say it in public, but I could be at the barbershop with him, and one of his friends might point to a TV and go, man, Michael Jordan's a bad man. Me and my friends, we would say it in public, but we'd warn each other, hey man, don't be hearing that nigga. That nigga's crazy. But these kids today, I'm at the grocery store, and the kids are yelling across the aisle going, young nigga, grab me some strawberry Pop-Tarts. What? Strawberry Pop-Tarts, nigga? What flavor? Red, motherfucker. And they were Chinese. And I was like, Steve, you wasn't my boy. All right, you guys, thank you.
Holy crap, we've had a fun time tonight.
Many people have been asked before, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?